Hi there, and welcome to the Celeb Tea, the complicated story of Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade. Two women, two very different worlds, yet one controversial story. On one side stood Kyle Richards, the long-standing Beverly Hills housewife, a polished figure who has lived most of her life in the public eye. On the other was Morgan Wade, a rising country music star with a raw edge and a growing fan base. Separately, they lived in circles that rarely overlapped. But when their paths crossed, it created an uproar that no one could ignore. What began as an unexpected friendship between Kyle and Morgan quickly escalated into something far bigger. Fans, tabloids, and even fellow Bravo stars started to wonder, was this bond strictly platonic, or did it carry a romantic undertone? From music videos filled with suggestive scenes to tattoos etched on camera, the blurred lines between reality and speculation fueled a cultural firestorm. Tonight, we cut through the noise. This isn't just about gossip blogs or careless speculation. It's about piecing together the televised moments, the leaked texts, and the tabloid claims that kept millions guessing. From reunions and confessions to subtle clues and suspicious timelines, the story of Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade is less about clear answers and more about the power of ambiguity. The Spark, a music video that changed everything. The story didn't start in the shadows of gossip sites. It exploded in the spotlight. In 2023, Kyle Richards took on a surprising role in Morgan Wade's music video for Fall in Love with Me. This wasn't just a friendly cameo or a blink and you miss it appearance. Instead, Kyle played the role of Morgan's love interest. The video itself was filled with tension, longing stares, lingering touches, and moments that looked as if they might end in a kiss. Viewers didn't see acting, they saw chemistry. Almost immediately, fans clipped these moments and uploaded them to TikTok, where speculation spread like wildfire. Was it just artistic expression, or was there something more happening off-screen? As clips circulated, Bravo audiences began to demand answers. It wasn't just a question of performance, it became a puzzle. Why, Kyle? Why now? And why in such a bold, intimate role? Bravo steps in. The tattoo scene. Soon after, Bravo itself added fuel to the fire. On The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a moment between Kyle and Morgan was broadcast that seemed almost too personal to be coincidental. Cameras captured Kyle tattooing Morgan, and producers made the deliberate choice to zoom in on every detail. The buzzing needle, the closeness between them, and the surprised reactions of Kyle's co-stars all became part of the episode. In Bravo culture, nothing is ever filmed by accident. Producers highlight moments for a reason, and this one felt intentional. By placing such heavy focus on the tattoo scene, Bravo ensured that fans would dissect it, replay it, and discuss it endlessly. It was a small act, yet it looked intimate, too intimate to be brushed off as casual. The reunion confession. Then came the reunion. Sitting in front of her castmates, Andy Cohen, and a national audience, Kyle Richards admitted something that left viewers buzzing. She said she was curious about kissing Morgan Wade. That word, curious, wasn't taken out of context, edited in, or misquoted. It came directly from Kyle herself. 3 moments had now solidified a narrative: the music video, the tattoo, and the reunion confession. Whether fans believed it was real or staged for the cameras didn't matter. The ambiguity alone was enough to ignite a firestorm. Tattoos as symbols. In most worlds, tattoos might not mean much, but in Bravo culture, nothing is minor. Every detail, whether a piece of jewelry, a sudden hairstyle change, or body art, becomes a symbol, a clue, or a piece of evidence for fans to analyze. Kyle Richards had long been portrayed as the polished Beverly Hills wife and mother, her appearance carefully curated. When she began showing more tattoos, it represented a small but noticeable transformation. Then, when she tattooed Morgan Wade on camera, it shifted from personal choice to public spectacle. To fans, it wasn't just ink, it was proof. Headlines soon suggested that Kyle and Morgan were bonded through tattoos, and internet sleuths went to work, comparing designs like detectives piecing together a code. The cowboy hat and other clues, Morgan Wade's own tattoos became part of the conversation too, especially after Kyle debuted a new one that resembled a cowboy hat. Fans instantly tied the symbol back to Morgan, who embodied the country music aesthetic. Was this Kyle's subtle way of leaving breadcrumbs? It didn't stop there. On another occasion, Kyle tattooed her initial on Morgan's body, once again blurring the line between friendship and intimacy. What might have been brushed off as harmless fun only deepened the speculation. Online, Instagram accounts claimed the ink symbolized affection or loyalty, while TikTok creators dissected every frame of footage showing their tattoos. To the public, tattoos were no longer personal. They were narrative clues in a possible love story. Social media fuels the fire. Kyle could have chosen to step away, to downplay the rumors, or to distance herself from the speculation. Instead, whether by intention or accident, she continued to feed the narrative. Every Instagram comment, every public appearance with Morgan, and every smile caught on camera became another breadcrumb. Fans who once respected her request for privacy now saw her actions as contradictory. She asked for the gossip to stop, yet her choices kept the speculation alive. In many ways, Kyle Richards was unintentionally writing the very story she wanted people to stop telling. The mystery that won't go away. Despite Kyle Richards' repeated attempts to downplay the rumors, her connection with Morgan Wade kept finding its way back into the spotlight. Every move she made, whether it was a subtle Instagram like, a tour appearance, or even a casual outing, seemed to be scrutinized under a microscope. What may have been nothing more than an unconventional friendship became a mystery that fans refused to let go of. Kyle herself admitted that she didn't fully understand how quickly things had spiraled. She claimed she hadn't realized the creative direction of Morgan's music video until the day of filming, and she insisted she had never actually kissed anyone on camera, let alone another woman. But those explanations didn't erase the undeniable chemistry captured on film. Once the narrative was set, it became nearly impossible to rewrite. Part of what fueled the fascination was timing. Kyle had been dealing with personal struggles, including her marriage troubles, and fans couldn't help but wonder if Morgan was more than just a friend during that difficult period. The tattoos, the music video, the public appearances, none of it aligned with the carefully guarded image Kyle had cultivated for years. In the end, what Kyle and Morgan's story truly revealed wasn't a confirmed romance, but the power of perception. Reality television thrives on blurred lines between fact and performance, and Kyle found herself caught in that gray area. Whether their bond was a deep friendship, a brief flirtation, or something more, the world may never know. What is clear, however, is that the Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade saga became one of the most talked about storylines in Bravo history, not because of certainty, but because of the mystery that still lingers. The lingering questions. Even now, months after the initial spark, the conversation refuses to die down. Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade have unintentionally created a cultural puzzle, one that Bravo fans and social media sleuths still can't resist trying to solve. Every live performance, every paparazzi photo, and every offhand remark becomes a piece of evidence. Some see their connection as a symbol of Kyle's personal reinvention, while others dismiss it as clever publicity. The truth is likely far more ordinary than the theories, but that's not what keeps people engaged. What captivates viewers is the possibility. Reality television is built on uncertainty, and Kyle and Morgan's story is a prime example. It doesn't matter if the relationship was ever truly romantic. What matters is how convincingly it blurred the lines. Kyle's journey also highlights how public figures often lose control of their own stories. She asked fans not to speculate, yet her choices, tattooing Morgan on camera, appearing in suggestive videos, admitting curiosity, handed the audience all the material they needed. Once the storyline took on a life of its own, it belonged less to Kyle and Morgan and more to the fans who dissected it. Whether future seasons of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills shed light on the bond or leave it in mystery, one fact remains. The Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade saga has already cemented itself in Bravo history, not as a love story with clear answers, but as a modern example of how perception, editing, and timing can turn friendship into a phenomenon.